Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Troy, A Total War Saga here today on the channel. We're back with our Menelaus, King of Sparta mini-campaign. This is episode 3 and the final episode of the series. So, if you have enjoyed it, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions, and feel free to leave a dislike if you want, of course. Got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me an early access copy of Troy and making this short mini-series possible. So in the last episode we managed to defeat the army garrisoned inside Troy, and now we have the penultimate episode, I guess, the finale. Menelaus, King of Sparta, with 36 units, is going to push in and siege Troy. So first of all, this first army pushing up isn't the best. Maybe we can sort of draw them out into a field battle. That's what I'm sort of thinking. Pushing up and trying to siege Troy head on, especially with those arrow towers. It's probably not going to work out too well. I would like to do an ambush stance, but unfortunately they've got line of sight against me, so we can't do that, of course. I'm going to encamp, which allows us to get a +5 melee defense for all units and morale as well, and does enable a small amount of replenishment from that last fight. Menelaus is currently level 6 at the moment. We artificially inflated our economy with Achilles' grain. Cheers for that, Achilles. And we've managed to rush Troy 30 turns in. Hopefully, we can win against Troy here today, but if not, this could be, I don't know, a disaster. I guess we could fail at it, depending, but I'll keep the save file, of course. Alright, we can go with a couple of options here. Go with shield wall formation, which will give us better defensive properties, but yeah, so here today, this will be the last time I have access to this particular campaign. I'll keep the save file, of course, if we ever need to go back to it. So we'll go into the Divine Will system, and we're going to buff there with Hera and, of course, Zeus. I've declared war upon the Trojans. I've called the Achaeans in, so hopefully some of them should cross the Aegean. So we have been attacked here now by the Trojan garrison, and what a huge garrison it is. The balance of power there is 95% in their favour. So I'm going to try my best here to try and pull a result out the bag, but it might be easier said than done. So the order resolve is not favouring us to take the city of Troy 30 turns in, but maybe we can maybe pull back. He does get a debuff there though. We'll chuck a quick save. I think we'll fight this one. The first army that it's attacking is getting a debuff. However, because Menelaus is in a fortified stance, he should get those defensive buffs anyway. But welcome to the field battle of Troy. We ambushed the army inside, and now Kronos has been attacked firstly while Menelaus is pushing in. So there were some limitations on this embargo. I had to condense down 3 videos into 90 minutes, and it only goes to turn 40 in this. So I probably could have built up my economy a bit more if I potentially went down and betrayed my closer ethnically aligned Achaeans, but I didn't want to because I wanted to test out the call to arms mechanic, as that's sort of what Menelaus is all about, of course. And we've been able to bring a fair few of them into my battle. So we're going to be fighting on the fields of Troy here today. Now, funnily enough, this battle I've actually played before. Well, particularly this battle map, because it's the exact same in the preview battle build where I got to play as Hector and Achilles. So there are some choke points here and there. So my randomly generated general Kronos for the Achaeans is wearing a lion helmet there, which is quite cool. A bronze armour there. And we'll wait for our reinforcements to come in. They're the ships on the coast that we've disembarked from. But if we can win this open field battle here today, the enemy god Helen will be once again ours. and so will Troy. But I do plan to do more Troy campaigns on the channel when the full game gets released on the 13th of August. Go and check out the Epic Store page linked in the description below for further information. Because it's only free for the first 24 hours, and I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on it. In Australia, I believe it comes out on the 14th. But that's because I live in the future, and time zones and whatnot. But also, if you make any purchases on the Epic Games Store, make sure to use checkout code, creator code, SimpzyTotalWar to flick me a couple of bucks. Helps me support the channel, and yeah, if you're already buying stuff over there, why not? Okay, so we've got a couple of options here on the right and left hand side. So as my heavier units push in, we'll allow them to hold the choke point, and we'll push Kronos and Menelaus to hold as well. We have a shield wall as well, so they're going to be able to hold the front line, and we'll try and wrap around and flank with our lighter units and let our skirmishers do most of the work. So playing this battle, it's already flipped it to, I would say it's about a 65% in their favour. So it's a little bit better than the auto-resolve, and they're slowly but surely moving towards us now. So this is make or break. Will Menelaus take the city of Troy? Only time will tell. The more we can kill, the better, because then we can push in and take the city unharassed. So we built up as much as we could, conquered western Knossos, or Crete. We basically inflated our economy thanks to Achilles' grain, and begged many of the Achaean heroes and lords for essentially resource supplies to rush and hit the Trojans 30 turns in. I hope I've brought enough, but looking at the army experience, first of all, that's on their side. Probably numerically it's probably quite even, but we do have a lot of poorer to weaker tier units. I'm hoping it's enough. Form up, men. We'll swing a unit of axemen as well to flank around the side. They do have chariots in their army build, so they're going to be able to rip-roar through us. Rip-roar through any sort of unit in a defensive line. Slingers at the back. And my two agents pushing up as well, giving out individual general speeches, I guess. Come on, men, have at it. I ought to get my wolf back. Right, so they're slowly but surely pushing up here. But I recommend seeing the previous parts if you want to see more of the Divine Will mechanic, the resource system and how that's implemented in Troy, and the Spartan colonization feature, which is kind of cool. And yeah, the call to arms. Essentially having... the best way to sort of describe the call to arms is kind of like a mercenary slash regiments of renowned pool, unique for Menelaus and his military allies. So first up, it's a 2v2 generals as well, so that's good for us. We should be able to focus phase and isolate him. We do have an abundance of slingers, and plus with Hera and Zeus, we do get army buffs. With Hera, we get a 20% missile buff damage. So I saved up the Hatacomb and prayers for that, so we've boosted them up nice and high. So we'll get all my slingers and Menelaus to focus upon the general pushing up here. But the main thing with this Trojan defensive army or garrison army pushing up is they've got archers, which are armor piercing and obviously higher chevrons. So we'll let my slingers now, 10 or so of them, to absolutely try and rip-roar through that warlord who for some reason is facing behind us. But my slingers aren't doing too much damage on the fighter itself. I guess because they're not armor piercing. Maybe if archers would be better. We're better off focusing on the chariots that seem to be charging against us. So come on, lads, focus on them before they close the distance and hit one of my club units towards the right center of my front line. And they didn't get their first volley up. It does look like they stopped at the last minute here, and some of my individual melee units are throwing their javelins slash... Oh, they're not peltas. I went to say peltas. I've been playing my Roman campaign so much. Just javelins. I imagine they would be. Yeah, because javelins is in the Olympics. Yeah. That's what I assume. It's Greek. It's all Greek to me. Right. If it... It's all Greek to me. Well, then it probably is Greek. If anyone gets that reference. You're awesome. So, the infantry of the Trojans are pushing in. Hector, Paris, nowhere to be seen, as their father is beset by onsides. The only one that sort of postured and came out, which, even though I attacked Troy, Aeneas, their cousin, didn't come out and help. So we'll get... yeah, so I don't know why he didn't get drawn in when I war decked them. I did call the other Achaeans to come in, so they might come in. I've got all my slingers focusing on individual infantry units where we can. And Menelaus is pushed up here. He just needs to hold on as best we can, because he actually is blobbing down 3 units. So as they're clustering and showing their flanks and back to us, get my slingers to focus upon them. So the slower they can trickle in against us, the better. Once they interlock with my front line, we'll try and flank and rotate, and even sending some of my lighter swordsmen. They don't need to kill the archers, they don't need to destroy and shatter the slingers completely. They just have to activate their skirmish mode, which draws them away, targeting my infantry. But their chariots have just gone right through my front line here, and they're actually doing the tactic I'm explaining to me. They've gone right through the front line, and as I have skirmish mode enabled, they've pushed right further back. We'll try and pivot and rotate where we can, but this is make or break. This is for the city of Troy, and we'll try and rotate and flank where we can. But I just think these heavier units are just going to be too much for us. We'll try and rotate where we can, and we'll try and move my slingers up to a superior position as well. It's neck and neck. It's so tight here on the fields of Troy. So some of my units are now routing, and they're chattering against my lower ones here. I have to chop around and edit as well, because I've only got 90 minutes of footage that I can show you of a 4 to 6 hour campaign. But the defenders of Troy, an apt description. They're doing tremendously well against the Achaeans. And my slingers, although they've got a lot of kills, I just don't think they were up to par. Maybe I had too many debuffs on the overall battlefield. It's kind of a shame I couldn't ambush this second army coming out, because it could have been a lot different. But most of my army is in disrepute, and it's split and fractured and fragmented. I've got to give it to Menelaus, the defender of Sparta and its king. He held quite well against getting swarmed by like 4 units as well. So we're going to try and hit some of the club units. We've got skirmish modes on most of my slingers. If we can tire out and maybe get to that 50-minute mark, which I don't think so, I think she's all over, Red Rover. Your warriors have been the full-time whistle is blown. Your warriors are rallying. And this battle is unfortunately not salvageable. By Ares, your warriors we'll just have to see how we go. Those chariots, man. Pushing through my front line with the pain. I felt like we did the right thing, drawing out the 13 units in the last episode, ambushing in Troy. But the unit quality and sort of disparity between the two, us having cheaper, numerical, weaker units, hasn't worked out against the 20 strong champions of Troy that really aren't phased too much. I'm curious to see the casualties sustained and inflicted after this one. Most of their heavier warriors are still holding, and now unfortunately everyone's in a full retreat. It was a decisive defeat, unfortunately. No, we lost 3,000 and they only lost 104, which is a lot less than what I thought. I thought we got 500 or 600, but unfortunately we've failed in the final attempt of trying to take Troy within, well, we nearly did it in 30 turns, 40 turns. I'll keep the save file. Maybe there's someone out there that's I don't know, a legend of Total War, as it were, that can maybe save my failed campaign in the future. If we get the chance, I'll keep the save file, but you never know. But unfortunately, on that note, my armies are going to get absolutely obliterated here. After doing well in the campaign, building up, obviously inflating my economy with grain, just trying to get the units. But unfortunately, Menelaus and Kronos have been sent back to the sea from whence they came. They've been sent back to Sparta. Oh, now my brother's not even hanging out. He's just taken Athens and Marathon. He's building up towards the east. Diomedes, hello. What do you want? No, I'm not going to give you 1,500 grain. Get out of here, Diomedes. What are you talking about?
I hope we can
and we've been war decked now because we're so weak strength-wise. So guys, unfortunately it's time to end episode 3 and the mini-series here for Troy Total War Saga, the Menelaus campaign. Menelaus has been wounded, and I'm sure he's going to get some bad buffs because of it. So he's been sent back now, and I've only got, what, 9 turns left before the campaign automatically ends. But I hope you've enjoyed this short mini-series. Let me know if you'd like me to do a Menelaus campaign on release. I think I might need to hold a vote on the channel page, the community page on my channel, because I want to do a Denan/Achaean series and then a Trojan series, and there's 8 to choose from on that. So let me know. I'm thinking Achilles and Paris. That's sort of my take. I think I might have to hold the vote over there. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me an early access copy of Troy and making this short Let's Play possible. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Hopefully I have some more Troy content coming over the next weeks and months, subject to embargoes and early access and whatnot. So hopefully I'll get some more access, but you know how things are. We'll see how we go. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Check out the Epic Games Store. I don't want you guys to miss out on your 24-hour free copy of Troy that you can get. Once you claim it, you get it free forever. Which is cool. But yeah, thanks, guys. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.